Perhaps it was missed. In fact, it was made clear when YNW Melly's bonds were issued. The fact that YNW was the first to disclose that Melly had been freed on bond while being charged with 6 offences is extremely troubling. He had been detained for 2,295 days without a bond or a guilty charge despite having been mistried before. Out of court, Melly's mother exclaimed enthusiastically as the $500,000 bail records were made public.
Still praying. I know I said I would I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically the judge is going to do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it could come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Oh, Tessa, stop. I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming, you know.
Because of his bond package, he would be seen approaching the courthouse once the judge informed him that his one bond had been granted.
Good morning. This is on State of Florida versus Jamel Demons. President is Mr. Demons. Mr. Demons, can you hear?
Melly's legal team suggested creating an uncertain bond, which would eventually be drafted by lawyers and, if approved, would result in $300 being paid by his record company. They told the judge that Melly would be under home arrest and monitored by ankle monitors, and he was also under 24-hour security. The rapper, "I Feel That Boy Melly Is Coming Home," was written. After the judge asks the prosecution whether they have a defense, Melly will be officially released from prison. By now, they had done something really unsettling. The primary characters are Mariah Hamilton, Melly's ex-girlfriend, and YNW Portland. Melly and Portland would be put on the same trial for the sole and horrible reason that the prosecution would submit papers.
Here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. Just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found.
Nowadays, most people agree with it. If he knows he did not commit this crime, YNW Portland cannot simply sit there and serve out his years in prison. He is more likely to later blame YNW Melly as a result of this, but Melly's attorney's actions during the initial trial. Melly's attorneys have made several attempts to make Portland responsible for the entire catastrophe, but you are unaware of this.
For his lives, Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with 2 bodies, a car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
Hide the deaths and provide information about the powder residue. They even hired a forensic scientist. This is because YNW Melly's own attorney is exposing that YNW Portland was the one who was lying to the federal government, and that he handled a pistol with powder residue on his hands.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of pot residue and 2 2 component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of tar residue and 1 2-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was tar residue present on the hands.
Melly's initial comment so annoyed YNW Borland that he hasn't posted anything on social media. YNW Borland tweeted about Melly's mistrial in an enigmatic manner on the day it was made public. He would remark, "Mind games don't work on people like me," with a handshake emoji, as though he were making a promise. It is likely that Borland's own attorneys counseled him to remain silent until Melly was officially found guilty, since the prosecution wants Portland and Mariah Hamilton to turn against Melly. Mariah Hamilton was recently arrested because she did not attend Melly's initial trial.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
The judge might now assist her in consenting to her release from custody. On Facebook, she would write, "Thank you, my village. I love you all so much. God doesn't have the plan. I do." She was instructed by the court to go if she consented to testify against Melly. It was immediately accepted by her. Unfortunately, it was distressing information discovered in Mariah's iCloud account that made YNW Melly decide not to testify. Observe manipulation. Whether or not Melly is found guilty of taking Sack Chaser and Juvie away, the idea of a life sentence in prison is absolutely terrifying.
Filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a 2-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
Federal officials prohibited Melly from using a phone while he was in custody for over a year after he was discovered to be tampering with jail phones. His present case, however, is unrelated to the witness tampering issue. When matters worsened, his mother even asked him about Melly's denial of a phone and mail by the county.
Son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
The YNW. If it was found out that Melly was using jail phones to interfere with witnesses, they were forbidden. In the absence of proof to back up the claims of witness tampering, the government would be sued for millions of dollars for denying Melly access to the jail phones. And the scary part is that, however, Melly's lawyers were able to show the judge why he should be released from detention at this stage, defending him. His mother said at the beginning of his interview that it is illegal to treat him well while he is in prison.
You saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
As they would later provide the federal authorities with the proof from the initial trial that showed Melly wasn't there when the crime was committed. YNW. Melly escaped from the Jeep they were riding in and was spotted running along a street while hiding in a bush, according to GPS data.
The part where he's saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah. He's like, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
At the new court, Melly's attorneys would use this crucial piece of evidence to demonstrate that it was a true drive-by because no firearm had ever been discovered during the initial trial.
So the first thing is
didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
A real drive-by would have resulted in the theft of the firearm, but it was never located. The public would next hear the prosecution's defense and the reasons behind his prolonged incarceration. Please provide any more compelling proof in the comments section, as the feds are starting with the information from Melly's phone. A few hours after the incident, he texted his confession to the crime. A real drive-by would have resulted in the theft of the firearm, but it was never located. The public would next hear the prosecution's defense and the reasons behind his prolonged incarceration. Please provide any more compelling proof in the comments section, as the feds are starting with the information from Melly's phone. A few hours after the incident, he texted his confession to the crime.
PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
Additionally, a Facebook Live video that was saved on Melly's phone was discovered to depict her and Bortland's response to the incident, which had only occurred 6 hours prior.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
6. They would appear to be completely unaffected by the killings of their two best friends, but then new information would be revealed by a dissident O-Black member. YW's inability to pay the other YW employees was the driving force behind the crime, he disclosed.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
Melly told King Vaughn about this. Regretfully, Vaughn shared it with O-Black members prior to his death. YW's legal standing as an LLC allowed Melly and Bortland to take advantage of live performances, clothing sales, and song drops. According to reports, Juvie and Sakasa requested a bank account transfer while they were in the YW company's bank account. They did not attempt it, but they retained a portion of the funds. You may wonder, however, how much money YW Melly's musical career has left behind. It went viral recently after YW Melly's mother revealed that she created a fan account while he was on trial. DJ Academics had to reply to it because of its extensive online popularity.
YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's going to be starting her own. And I got to be honest with y'all, man, like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, you know, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably could name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way, no how.
Right. The assertion by DJ Academics that money is irrelevant would be refuted by social media. In a serious interview with Jamie King 2 years ago, Adam B. Slime was heard telling Melly's mother that he believes he has spent a lot of money on legal counsel. She chuckled as his brother Ben scolded him for reckless spending.
I would assume that he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
and cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry and you're not here to wear the jewelry?
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend.
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, it was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want the chain no more.